Did Neanderthals go extinct or did they become us? For years, the story of the Neanderthals was told as a tragic one. They appeared in Europe and Western Asia hundreds of thousands of years ago, survived the harsh climates of the Ice Age, then vanished around 40,000 years ago, supposedly wiped out by the arrival of modern humans. But recent discoveries tell a much more complicated and fascinating story. It turns out, Neanderthals may not have gone extinct at all. In fact, part of them may still be alive inside us. Neanderthals, known scientifically as Homo neanderthalensis, were not our direct ancestors, but close evolutionary cousins. They shared a common ancestor with us, and developed separately in Europe for over 300,000 years. They were intelligent, skilled toolmakers who built shelters, used fire, wore clothing, and lived in organized groups. They hunted large game, buried their dead, and even created simple art. Far from being primitive, they were remarkably human. Around 70,000 years ago, Homo sapiens began migrating out of Africa. By the time we reached Europe about 45,000 years ago, Neanderthals had already been living there for thousands of generations. For a long time, scientists believed modern humans simply outcompeted the Neanderthals, leading to their extinction. But today, genetic research paints a different picture. Rather than vanishing completely, Neanderthals interbred with Homo sapiens and their DNA still lives on in us today. Most people of non-African descent carry between 1% and 2% Neanderthal DNA. That might not sound like much, but it's significant. These genes influence a wide range of traits in modern humans, including aspects of our immune system, skin tone, hair texture, and even how our bodies respond to cold or sunlight. In other words, Neanderthals didn't fully disappear, they were absorbed into our gene pool. So, did they truly go extinct? That depends on how we define extinction. If we're talking about the disappearance of a culture, a lifestyle, or a genetically distinct population, then yes, Neanderthals as a separate species are gone. But if we're talking about their biological legacy, the answer is no. They live on, as a small but real part of what makes us who we are. Their decline was likely caused by a combination of factors. Rapid climate changes may have disrupted food sources. Competition with expanding Homo sapiens groups could have made survival harder. Neanderthals also lived in smaller, more isolated communities, which may have made them more vulnerable to extinction. Some may have died off, while others mixed with modern humans and slowly disappeared into the larger population. The story of Neanderthals challenges the idea that human evolution is a straight line from primitive to advanced. Instead, it's more like a branching tree, with different human species coexisting, interacting, and sometimes merging. We didn't completely replace the Neanderthals, we became part of them, and they became part of us. So the next time you hear someone say Neanderthals went extinct, remember, it's not the whole truth. They didn't just vanish, they transformed. Their story isn't over. It continues in our DNA, in our history, and in the ever-evolving understanding of what it means to be human.